Hey Spike, how's it going, buddy? How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you can hear me okay. Can you hear me all right? Perfect. Tim, how you doing? Thank you guys for being here. You can hear me now? Awesome. So I just thought I would come on live and do a little bit of carving Saturday. I haven't done a carving live in a little bit. Trying a few different things with this gnome house. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a house. I really don't have a plan for it. Yo, DeLand. Tim, you trying to get my attention? I see the Yo, DeLand. Just saying hi. All right. Hello. So I have no plans on this. I started this a few weekends ago, and it's going to be some type of gnome house, fairy house, and this up here to carve out, I use the grinding wheel with the Kutzall discs. So that's what I did up here, and I'm not quite done up here yet. Right now I'm just working on the doorway, the door frame, and some stuff there. I'm gonna get some windows in here, and I want to carve in some vines throughout here also. So I'm excited to get working on this and see how it comes out. I have an image in my head of how I want it to look, but the scary thing is I don't have a plan of attack. So this is going to be one of those fun ones to where we just kind of carve and see where it goes. Let the wood tell you what it wants. I do know I want to try and pull different depths out of this. So I'm going to go fill with that for the moment. Mike, where are you from? I forgot. Are you from Ireland? Where are you from exactly? Hey, June. Okay. I was curious. I was actually thinking about you the other day. On the podcast, I can see where people listen from, and so far the podcast is pretty new. But I've got 15 people from Hong Kong listening, which I thought was neat, and I wonder if they're from Hong Kong and they're listening to me. Am I translated into Chinese, and how would that sound? That would be awesome to hear. But there was one person from Ireland who listens to the podcast, and I was curious. And that's what got me thinking about you and where you were from and stuff, because I knew you were somewhere over in that area. Hey, Harry White, thank you for being here. So is the Vivore tool really loud? Because I can't do anything about that. I can try and talk when I'm not cutting. Is it annoyingly loud? And I'm also trying to take out quite a bit of wood. So that might be part of the problem also. 5H, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm really getting into this wood to get some depth into it. I want different layers to it. So you're probably hearing the work on putting this Vevor tool through, which I'm running this Vevor. All right, so let me do this. Let me try and get the mic closer to my mouth. And Van Lot, thank you for being here. Jesse, thank you for being here. So I'll try to talk louder when I'm carving, because I am really, you might not be able to see it on the camera, but I am putting this Vivore Flexshaft to the test. I'm really gouging out this wood, and I wouldn't be surprised, as hard as I'm using it today, if I don't break one of the shafts, because the spot that I'm in, it's too small, I think, for the 1/4 inch burr. So I'm really putting this 1/8 inch burr through the test, and it's too small to use the grinding wheel in. So I think once I get past this area here, it'll be a little bit better. But if you guys could, make sure you hit that like button, please. And rumor has it, keep an eye out. Amy Jo might be doing a live later. So keep an eye out for Amy Jo to go live. I don't know what time yet, but we were talking earlier, and she had mentioned going live, so just keep an eye out. And if you guys can, so Amy Jo is so close to 2,000 subscribers. It's Amy Jo 143 is her channel. If you're watching this and you like any type of Dremel carving, she's like 4 subs away from 2,000 subscribers. Go over there and like her channel, subscribe to her channel. She does phenomenal crafts, phenomenal works, and she needs to hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. 100%. And if anybody wants to put her link in the chat, please do. Tim, it seems like I'm getting some softer wood here, so maybe it won't be as loud. Let's get fur here in a second. Yeah, I mean, you guys know, I'm not just saying stuff to say stuff. She does amazing carving. She does amazing crafts. And she really comes up with some fantastic ideas. I mean, she takes a piece of wood that you wouldn't imagine it looking like anything, and she makes the whole complete scene. So yeah, please go give her a subscribe if you haven't. And if you guys could, throw her link in the chat for me, please. So what I'm doing is, as I mentioned, I want to have different depths in here. I don't know about like a tunnel look, but I want it to be deep in there. So in the doorway here, you can see how I have like the overhang, and then right here the doorway's framed out. And I'm just trying to take around it deep to give it a door frame look. I think that's going to look pretty cool. And that's what I'm working on right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this T-burr, go around there, and cut around it to give it some more depth. I'm learning to love these T-burrs. They're actually pretty versatile. You can't get on them too hard because they will burn up on you. But if you go at it slow and work it, they'll do the job. What I normally do with these is I'll make a pass and then make a second pass just have to work on getting it down deep enough without burning it up. And that seems to work very well. Yeah, I like those T-Burrs. I'm going to do some on the inside here also. Because the center part of the door is going to end up getting taken down further. So while I'm doing this, I'm trying to carve out the shape, but at the same time, not make it look so perfect that it doesn't look authentic. I have to be honest. Hey, Melissa, thank you for being here. I have to be honest. I have never seen a real-life fairy house or gnome house, so I don't know how their construction techniques are, but I have to imagine if you're digging into a tree, it's probably not going to be perfect, so mine's not going to be perfect either. But you can see how using that T-Burr, how I'm going around, tracing out the door, putting depth in, and giving it character. Desperation Talk. How you doing, my friend? I hope you are doing well. Yes, sir. And if you guys haven't, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Melissa Honeybee Woodwork, she just put out a really cool video. Guys, go subscribe to her if you haven't. A lot of great channels. Don't forget, you guys, put your links in the comments. You guys, please share everybody's links. Get the links out there, and let's get everybody some subscribers. I am not afraid to let you guys promote your own channels out there. Tim, everybody. That's not what this is about. This is about helping everybody and getting everybody to succeed. About something earlier. I was using that T-Burr, and I don't know, I was in here carving. I was just doing my own thing, and it was a really tight spot, so I'm up here and I'm carving like this, and you know, so I'm sitting here thinking, dude, you're about to carve your face. All it took was for this to slip once and it was going to get me. And I was like, yeah, we need to back down a little bit. We got to figure out a different way. Good thing is, I didn't get hurt. But sometimes we just get in the zone and we get working and we don't think about it. Luckily, I was like, draw back, buddy, draw back. And thank you guys for sharing your links. And if there's a channel in here that you have not subscribed to, please go subscribe to them. Tons of great creators. Follow this channel and I follow them. So please, if you haven't, go subscribe to them. And Melissa, oh, I've got to tell you. Sorry. So I'm getting over bronchitis. So I'm going to cough quite a bit. I apologize for that now. But Melissa, your video, I forgot what you called it, but it was the light up stand that you just made. You just put it out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I have to tell you though, when you pulled out the table saw, the first thing I thought of was your very first video where you were talking about how scared you were of the spinning blade of death. And I have to admit, I am pretty impressed with the fact that it seems like you're getting over your fear and you're really getting into the different hand tools and stuff. I never knew you had a router and you're using a router now. That is awesome. I am going to have to start catching up to you because you're killing it. You are killing it. And that's awesome to see. Yeah, I got to admit, when she said in her first video, she was talking about the spinning blade of death and how scared she was of it. Man, I got nervous for her too, but figured if she lost any fingers, she probably wouldn't have put that in the video. But the excitement that she had when she used it, that was awesome. I love that. I love that when a new woodworker or a woodworker is doing something for the first time or learning something, that look of excitement on their face, it's like it grabs you and it's like, man, it's awesome. It's kind of like when we're doing a project and it comes out exactly how we want it, it looks good, and we're proud of it. But when you see that on someone else's face, it grabs you. It's heartwarming. You love your router. It's never thrown a 2x4 at my head. You know, no, but respect it and be careful. Watch your fingers. If there's one thing I will tell you, and I don't know how much you know about the router, but there's one thing that I do that when I'm routing something, two things. Either I leave the piece big to trim off, because you're more than likely at the ends, you're going to get some tear out. Or, and you probably know this, but I'm just sharing it anyways, when you're routing something, have a sacrificial piece of wood behind it. So this is your main piece that you're routing. Have another board here. So when you come through past the blade, it doesn't tear out your main piece. It cuts into the scrap piece. That will save you a lot of heartache if you're routing something and you rip out the corner. Try that technique. It will work, and it works very well. And if you knew that, cool. If not, hopefully that just helps. Because there's nothing worse than routing out a nice piece of cherry or a nice piece of walnut, and then you rip the corner out. Somebody on this live stream has done that. I do want to thank you guys for being here. Crafts with Heather. Hello, how are you? Sorry, tried catching that. Oh, no problem. Yeah, and the base plate is good. You can go through, I know there's a micro jig. That's pretty expensive, but you can also use, your table saw jigs that help you push it through. There's a ton of stuff that you can use with the router to keep your fingers away. So yeah, that is definitely something that you need to pay attention to. And Heather, Crash with Heather B, I am doing well. Thank you for being here. And I will make you a moderator. I feel like I've seen you around before. So you're going to be a moderator if you'd like. There we go. And if you have a channel and you want to share it, please feel free to put your link in the comment section. If anybody wants to go follow me, subscribe to me, they will. Because I'm wondering if a lot of the noise, although you can hear the Flexshaft, is the vibration off the table. I wonder if I should get a pad. Put a pad down under it so it's not so much vibrating off the table. But that will help with the noise. Just things to think about when I'm sitting here carving. Tell you what, this Flexshaft doesn't like me right now. It's doing a job. It's doing its job, but it's yelling at me. It's like, you know what? No more! No more! Ah. I have entirely too much fun in my own mind when I'm in here carving. Seriously, because I don't think your tools really talk to you, but mine do. Bayfield Custom Woodworking, thank you for being here. You are definitely going to become a moderator, because I know you, and that is awesome. Oh, thank you for the jewels, Melissa. You're awesome. And Kalpana, thank you. Good work, Uncle. All right, so if I'm your uncle, you got to let me know. Uncle DeLand. It's got a good ring to it. Just not sure who you are. And Landraver, thank you for being here. Awesome. Well, Heather, you're going to fit right in. The community that So I'm going to say this, and I say it every time. We belong to a fantastic community of makers, carvers, builders, carpenters, resin artists, painters, and a little bit of everything. And everybody in here is so good at what they're doing. So if you stick around long enough, you're really going to enjoy the people that you get to meet and the people that you get to know. This is not my community. It is a community that has let me in and my friend Rusty in, but definitely. All right, your daddy is 67 years old, then you are my uncle. All right, well, we're going to keep an eye on you because we're just going to thank you for being here. Be cool, but I don't know if I know your daddy either, so we're good. And just a heads up for the moderators. As you guys know, Dad, how you doing? It's pretty fun and it's easy once you get to start with it. But thank you. So Melissa, everybody is going to have their own opinion on what to use. If you're going to start Dremel carving, I can only tell you about the Vivore Flexshaft. The Dremel Flexshaft, the 4300 or something, I've never had. I had a standard Dremel, used it. It worked good to learn, but the Flexshaft is the way to go, whether it's a Dremel Flexshaft or the Vivore. Now, this is the Vivore 1200. I like it. It's been very good to me. And I don't know about the other ones. I'm sure they do. I can't take it down right now. But this motor has a forward and a reverse. And that works out well. So you don't have to turn things. You can change it, whatnot. And it comes with a foot pedal. So you don't have to worry about hitting the button to turn it off. Take your foot off the pedal. It's done. My recommendation is the Vivore because that's what I know. Now, other people swear by the Dremel 4300, stuff like that. So look around, do your research. I think for the price, the Vivore is a little less expensive, just as good. It's been very easy to change the flex shaft when I've broken it, and Lord knows, I've broken my fair share of flex shafts. So do your research and see. I personally like the Vivore. I do have links for the Vivore, and it is the Vivore variable speed with the pedal. Yes, if you don't push the pedal all the way down, it does slow down. You have to kind of find that area where you want to be. I normally go full bore. I just turn it on and go. But yes, if you feather the pedal, the speed will feather also. I just normally go right at it. So and yeah, there. Dad uses the Dremel 4300. So, maybe do a little bit of research. And I will say, this thing has held up to me, and I've put it through some ringers. So anything that's been wrong on this is wrong because of me, not because it's a poor product. Yeah. it builds, once again, I can't get up here and say, oh, the Vivore is the greatest thing since apple pie. Don't ever use the Fordham. Don't ever use a Dremel. Just use the Vivore. I can't do that. I've never used those to compare it. And like I said, for me, this has worked out really well. So I can only talk about what I know. You guys might know this story, but the first time I got it, and this is one thing I'm going to warn you about, if you use the foot pedal, remember to take the foot off the foot pedal. The first time I got this, I was carving, I was used to hitting the button, I wasn't paying attention, and I set the Flexshaft down on the table while it was still running. It flew off the table, landed in my lap, like my lap, spun up my shorts, snapped the Flexshaft the very first day I got it. And I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't know what to be more worried about. What it caught in the shorts or the Flexshaft. One was good, the other needed to be replaced. One thing, see, I just did it again. It's not done spinning, but at least my foot's not on it. My foot's not on it. One thing I will say is burrs. There are a lot of burrs out there that you can choose from. I do, and I know a lot of people love the Kutzall Burrs. That is what I'm using today. So if you're gonna get burrs, I would buy good burrs, get them from Kutzall. They're a little on the pricey side, but they're more of an investment. So I can't get this cleaned out all the way. My air hose is unplugged, but you can see how I'm trying to get the depth into that doorway. Ladies and gentlemen, the electric woodworker has entered the room. My buddy, I haven't seen you for a while. EW, how you doing? All right. Dude, just had to be. Why? Why do people do that? Why do people feel the need to come in and be like that? Don't get it. Don't get it. But he gone. See you. Farms, how you doing? Yeah, Van Lot, you're right. There is. You know, you try and give them the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to be like that right off the bat to somebody. You know it's going to happen, but you just, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, and then bam, they go ahead and prove you right. Oh, Soldier Farms, thank you so much. I'm really, really proud of Vinny. Believe it or not, Vinny was really nervous coming on the show Thursday. He wanted to come on the show. He was excited to come onto the show, but it's different. So when you go on a live stream and you're with a bunch of people, that's one thing. It's easy. You can kind of hide and you can kind of fade in and participate how you want. But when you're on a live stream and you're the focus, whole different ballgame. So he was nervous, but I'm really proud at how well he did and how much fun he had doing that live stream. And he was a fantastic guest. So thank you, Soldier Farms. I was just going to ask you, how did that turn out? I saw that you were carving it. That's what you carved today on your stream, right? Yeah, he's really good people. Vinny is, there's people out there that you can just tell. There's people out there that you can just tell. And you just know that he has a fantastic heart. He's a good person. And he would do anything for you. And I wanted to make it as easy on him as I could. Yeah, everything's a disaster when you first start it. I mean, it's not going to be perfect until you're done. So just work at it. I'm impressed that you're moving into that and you're doing so many different things. So if you're on my Facebook page, you might have saw me put a post up a few days ago. I talked about the podcast, and what the podcast is our Thursday night lives are now going to a podcast website, and the audio version of that live, once I edit it, is going out to Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, and five or six other podcast sites. And the site that I was using, I paid for what I thought was the unlimited downloads, which I thought was cool. So I've been taking all the old episodes, turning them into podcasts and putting them into the podcast. Well, I got a nasty response the last time I tried putting a podcast up. It says, you have downloaded too much this month. You cannot download again until next month. And I'm like, wait a second. It says unlimited downloads, not unlimited until you're tired of me downloading. So I was like, well, what the heck? So I can't put any more podcasts on until next month. But I know now that 30 podcasts in like 5 days is probably a bad thing. Well, Rob, thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. I try and catch you in the morning on my way to work. Try and catch some of it. Grab a drink real quick. Cool. So it's coming out how I want it to. I really wanted some layers to this door, so this is going to be the final depth, I believe, of the door. And we're going to leave it there, get a doorknob put in, probably a window up in here. Smooth this out, round that out a little bit. It's what I'm looking at. 100 what? What? Yes, Honeybee, 100 subs for you. Holy crap. That is awesome. Melissa hit 100 subs. That is so cool. That is amazing. Awesome. Make sure you watch your videos. Make sure you hit the like button so your subscription sticks. But wow, 100 subs. I feel like you just started your channel. I feel like you just started it, and that's awesome. And Wes Does It's in the house. How you doing, Wes? Wes, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this. So if you're listening, put a heck yeah in comments because I got something cool to tell you. All right. So I'm not sure if you heard about the podcast, Wes, but I've downloaded all of my old live streams over to a podcast now so people can go listen to the podcast. And can you guess who's live on that podcast has the most downloads? It's not a trick question, but can you guess which live has the most downloads? And if you answer Wes Does It, then you would be the winner of absolutely nothing, but you would be 100% correct. Out of all the ones that I've downloaded so far to date, Wes Does It's podcast of the live with us, me and Rusty, has, I think it's almost 30 downloads within a couple of weeks. And for being a new podcast channel, that's pretty cool. So, yes, Wes, thank you. And I'm trying to put everybody's links on there too, so if somebody's listening to that podcast, they can click their link and go subscribe. So that's awesome. Oh, thank you, Wes. You know, it's so much fun, and the podcast thing is new, and I'm like, you know what, why not try it and try it out? It's fun. I'm having so much fun doing this. I'm starting to do voiceovers for the podcasts on top of trying to do the YouTube stuff, and it's there to help everybody, not just me. You know, if you can get a couple subscribers from the podcast, if I can get a couple subscribers from the podcast, if everybody can get a couple subscribers, then it's what it's about. It's about helping everybody. So that's cool, but thank you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and use this bowl burr, if you guys can see it. And I'm going to use that to put a little door handle in. I love these bowl burrs. Yeah, post it. Rob, I trust you. So yes, post it. You were fine, and if you haven't posted your channel, post your channel. So I have no problem with you posting anything. Yeah, Dave, so every sub helps, and it helps push the algorithm. Now, you can't see it that well. I mean, you might be able to. Let's see. But when it darkens up, that's going to look just like a little doorknob. So that's cool. And I love the fact that I'm looking into chat and everybody is like, I sub to you, I sub to you, I sub to you, I sub to you. That is awesome. That is truly awesome, and it is much appreciated. And not that you're subbing to me, that you're subbing to everybody else. That's awesome. Grab my pen real quick. I'm just going to put a tiny, I'm going to draw in a tiny diamond window. I'm not an artist, but maybe it'll look like a diamond. Maybe it'll just look like a shape. But I want something a little bit different than just a round window. And I do this a lot when I'm carving, just so I can see the placement of where it's going to go. before I put the tool to it. Because once you put the tool to it, it's almost too late. You can fix it, but I would rather know beforehand. Which I am a little off on this one, but I think it's going to be all right. We're going to go with it. And if you guys can, if you didn't hear earlier, can somebody put Amy Jo's link in the comments, please? Amy Jo is like 4 or 5 subscribers from 2,000. So if we can get her to 2,000 subs, that would be awesome because she deserves it. So if you guys, somebody could link her channel in there, and if anybody that is not subscribed to Amy Jo, go subscribe to her, that would be awesome if we could get her over 2,000 subs. I was talking to her earlier and she said she was so close. One day she thought she hit it, but then she lost 3 subs, then she gained a sub, then she lost a sub, gained a sub. I'm like, well, that's just YouTube. That's every day. But yeah, we can get her to 2,000. That'd be awesome. Getting tight in here. We're a little bit, I don't want to say too deep, but definitely can't go any deeper. Sorry if I'm blocking it, but this is kind of a tough cut right here. And Soldier Farm, thank you for sharing Amy Jo's channel. Yeah, she's at 199,999. She's so close. So close. Carving a little bit earlier together. Hold on a second. Plan, every time I join one of your chats, I'm amazed and find just how supportive everyone is. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart how grateful I am to have found this amazing group. Oh, Melissa, that's awesome. You know, we're glad to have you. I can honestly say that 100%. And Wes, thank you for subscribing to Amy Jo. 100%. I mean, I can say, bottom of my heart, this community is happy to have you. And looking at your comments, your videos, your views, people like what you have going on. And just from what I know of you, I can tell you're a pretty awesome person. So thank you for being a part of the community. Lord, don't let me screw this window up. I have my fine detail burring, but this area is so small. Even with the fine detail burr, if I slip, I might take a chunk out that I don't want out. Well, Melissa, have a good night at work. I hope everything goes well, and thank you for being here. And I hope you have a great weekend also. I'm going to say this wrong. Hopefully you know I'm talking to you. So, Savlana, thank you for being here. Yes, so Dad is right. If you don't leave a comment, it might not recognize it through YouTube. So try and leave a comment or a like. So putting the window in here, and what I want to eventually do is I'm going to go a little bit deeper on this door, just so I can make this window pop out. I've got it dug out inside, so it looks like there's a window frame there. And then I'm going to come around that door handle, so the door handle pops. And then pretty much for now, be done with the door. So that's what I'm working on. Thank you, Wes. Notice I'm sticking with the fine detail burr because I really don't want to take a lot out. I just kind of want to fade it in to make the window look like it's sticking out further. So using the detail burr gives me that little bit of precision. That I need to not gouge out too much wood. And if you guys can see my bald head, sorry about that. Next time I'll put some powder on it so it doesn't shine so much through your monitor. Very careful. around this doorknob because while I want to carve around it, I don't want to carve it out. I'm trying to give myself some relief room so when I do go in with one of the more aggressive burrs, I've got some room to work. A little bit more here, and then I'll show you. All right. So now you can kind of see how that window is starting to pop out in there, and that's what I'm looking for. And the door handle doesn't look inset. Now I've dug some of that out with that fine burr, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the more aggressive burrs and just take this door down slightly to raise that door handle up, and that way it looks like it's actually coming out of the door for you to turn it. Yeah, the Kutzall bits, man, I mean, you know, everybody on YouTube is a Kutzall affiliate, including myself. I don't use all Kutzall. For my main carving tools, yes, 100% Kutzall. But I do have T-burrs, bull burrs, you know, different ones that I use for different things, but 100% Kutzall for almost everything, whether it's their extreme burrs or their detail burrs. I love them. Diabolic Green, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Appreciate it. So now I'm being very careful. I'm going to have to probably take this door handle down just a little bit because it's thinner on one side, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting the rest of the door down, so I kind of know where I want it and clean it up some. Very careful in that area. So I'm might be able to fix that. Which is not broke. I just want to detail it a little bit better with the fine burr. And I'm going to try and get this down just a little bit more around it. Oh, this is scaring me. I don't want to zap it off. Don't cut the knob! Sorry. Had a moment. So that wasn't bad. But honestly, Creative Woodland Laser Designs. Hello, thank you for being here. If I've missed anybody, I've been trying to keep up. Thank you guys for being here. Seriously, thank you. But sometimes I'm going to say something that's just off the wall. It's going to happen. That's me. That's who I am. But what you need to be afraid of is the stuff that didn't make it from my mind to my mouth. Because a lot of times I'm dying over here. I'm laughing. I'm having so much fun. It's amazing. Plywood, make sure you put your link in there. And Diabolica Green, are you still here? I will make you a moderator if you are. There you go. Oh, you're now a moderator. Awesome. So now you can see the windows popping out. That door handle is starting to pop out. Once this gets a finish on it, that door handle is going to pop pretty good. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take the detail burr and just go around it a little bit more to give it a little bit more definition. Always something, always changing. I wish I had like 3 Dremel setups. That way I can have just different burrs ready. But it's not very practical. Not for me at least. Very careful. I know you can't see it, and I apologize, but I'm trying to clean up this window a little bit while I have the Wayne Kutzall Burrs on, because it's not going to take off material, and it's going to allow me to round it out. So I'm just barely touching this window. No, I'm not. I'm in the middle of it, taking it down some, cleaning it up. Need to clean up around here some. Cool. All right. Roy Timber Arts, thank you for being here, my friend. How are you today? So now you can see the door handle is actually sticking out quite far. I'm getting my fingernail underneath it and it's catching it, so it's sticking out quite a bit. If you put your hand in there, you know that's a door handle. And then the window, while it's shaded quite a bit, the window's in, has some depth. You can see how the frame sticks away from the wood, which I like that. And then I like, what I really wanted to go for was the different tiers. So you've got your main trunk here. This is like your overhang-ish type thing. And then the door is inset into the tree. The door frame is inset into the tree. And then you've got your door. So that is the look I was going for, and that I am extremely happy. Amy Jo, how are you? You know, everybody, this is Amy Jo. For anybody that doesn't know, as we have been talking about all live stream, just about, Amy Jo is trying to hit 2,000 subs. So if Amy Jo isn't at 2,000 subs right now, let's get her to 2,000 subs, but I'm guessing she might be really close to 2,000 subs. Because I've seen some subscribers go her way. So that would be awesome. And Billy, how are you doing? Billy, I just seen you here. I didn't know you were here. Have you been here long? Amy Jo, we didn't have to do it, and that's why we're doing it, because we know how good of work you put in and how good of a person you are, and you do so much for this community. So I'm gonna take right now, I think that one's bent. I need to buy some more T-Burrs. That is next on my list. So I'm going to take one of these T-Burrs, and what I want to do is I want to give the door separation. Right now, and hopefully I can get in there. So right now you can see how it's got the overhang, it's got like the door frame, and then it's got the door. Well, for me, the door looks like it's just kind of attached to everything. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this T-Burr, which is just that. It kind of looks like a T. and I'm going to cut around the door to give it some separation. Woohoo! Congratulations, Amy Jo. You finally hit that 2,000. Awesome. Nice. You owe me nothing. You owe me nothing, Amy Jo. No. Your work speaks for itself, and that's all there is to it. And I think everybody here will agree. As a matter of fact, if anybody owes anybody anything, it's me owing you for being my inspiration on learning how to carve. So, thank you. Now, to start pumping out those videos and keep those subscribers. That's awesome. Now we just got to get everybody to 2,000 at least. So now I want to show you this. If you look, you can start to see how by using that T-burr, I was able to basically cut that door out of the frame and give it some separation. But now what I'm going to do, hopefully to give it even more separation, is I'm going to go in with a fine burr and I want to carve around there to bring it away from the frame even more. And then that'll give you a shadowy look to show you that separation. So for that, I am going to use another Kutzall fine burr. I'm going to use the taper burr this time. And it's that one. Really nice. And as long as I go slow, shouldn't screw anything up. The point is here not to go overly deep, just to give it an undercut to try to show the separation. And that is all I am trying to achieve here. Sometimes getting in there is easier said than done, but the nice thing is if you work slowly, you can manage it. All right. So I need to clean this up quite a bit, but now you should be able to see how that door looks like it's separated from this frame, which would give you the look that you could realistically open this door. That's what I'm going for. What do you think? Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes. I've been on for about an hour and 28 minutes, and I got a lot done. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to hang out. I'm not leaving yet, but